high school and really just growing up, I loved food. I loved cooking. And then when I was in high school, my dad had some issues with hypertension, and I finally realized the importance of food and health. So I really dug into how can I help my dad eat better to control his hypertension. Um, so I think that was just the beginning of opening up this whole world of dietetics. And like I'm sure we'll talk about throughout this interview, but there's just so much you can do with dietetics. It's really cool. You have to have a bachelor's degree, and then in the year 2024, there will be a master's degree that's required. But after you have your schooling done, then you do a year of internships and you take a national exam. So I work in the hospital, and of course right now we're in the middle of a pandemic, so it's a little crazy. But on the inpatient side, we mainly see people to look for malnutrition. So a lot of our patients are coming in, they haven't been eating well, maybe they've lost a lot of weight. We try to figure out what's the cause and what can we do to get them healthier. Another part of my job is diet education. So we talk to them about different diets like the diabetic diet, heart healthy diet, something to keep them healthier. And we also work on nutrition support. So I do spend a lot of my time in the ICU, the intensive care unit. So a lot of our patients are on ventilators, so they need tube feeding or even IV nutrition. We call that TPN, parenteral nutrition, if they're not able to eat through their gut. The coolest part is that a lot of people don't really think about it right away, but nutrition just really has a huge impact on your life. So having a healthy diet can lead to a healthier lifestyle and a happier lifestyle. Also, if you really think about it, like food kind of controls our worlds. It's a social aspect, sitting around the dinner table, going out to eat with friends. And the dietitian just can play a really big role in that to help give guidance. And so when I'm talking to my patients one-on-one, it's really cool to make that connection with them and really help them change their lives for the better. So it's really fun to make that connection with people. You're really helping people in this field. So one downside of this field is that everybody thinks they're an expert in nutrition. So, you go to school for so many years, you take this exam to become licensed, and anybody thinks they can go online and take a 30-minute course to become a nutrition expert. So you have to deal with that a lot, and, talking people out of the fad diets that don't work. So a lot of that is just standing up for science and showing them what you've learned through school and through research and proving why, as a registered dietitian, you are the expert. We do have to have continuing education every year. Every state is different. For Illinois and Indiana, you have to have, I believe, 30 credit hours every 2 years. So you can do that through webinars, conferences. I went back to school right after I got my job to get my master's, so that counted too. But anything like that, and it's really fun because you just find different topics that you're really interested in, and then you can get credits learning more about it. So that is really important, especially in a field of science where things are changing every day. It's really important to keep up with that continuing education. The main three areas of dietetics are food service, clinical, and community. So in the food service world, you'll see dietitians in school food service, at colleges, in the hospitals, so really all over. Clinical, of course, you can be in the hospital, in the outpatient setting. And then there's also the community aspect, which would be like extension, working at WIC, women, infants, and children, things like that, where you're working more in the community. So I always thought I did want to work in extension. So I spent every summer throughout college working at the Vanderbilt County Extension Office. Then once I got to my internship where I was working in the hospital, I really found my passion there. Getting that hands-on experience just to figure out what you're interested in really helps figure out where you want to go with this career. wanted to be a teacher. I always thought that was fun, telling people what to do, which I think that passion also helped with my passion for dietetics, because you are teaching people, especially in the community world where you're teaching classes, you're teaching one-on-one, things like that. So it kind of ties together. There's a lot. Specific projects, things like the Foods Project and Health Project, obviously tied into that. I think the biggest thing I got from 4-H was leadership. So my mom always had a rule that I had to hold an office within my clubs. So of course, when I was younger, that was annoying, but now I look back and see why she did that. So within my job, I've really taken on leadership roles. I've started projects, I've started committees. So I think having that experience in 4-H really made me confident to be the leader in my profession. I wish I would have gotten more experiences when I was in my undergrad degree. Like I said, I was set on going into extension. So my summer job every summer was at the extension office. And then when I was applying for jobs in the clinical world, I had no experience. So I think I wish I would have maybe taken each summer to do a little bit something different, or even while I was at school, maybe doing something at the local hospital just to get my foot in the door. I think that would have been better off down the road. I think job shadowing is a really good opportunity. Even starting in high school, you could do that. So find somebody. I would, find a couple dietitians in very different roles and see which ones you're interested in. So you could find someone in the outpatient setting, and then someone in the hospital, somebody at the extension office, somebody in food service, just to see exactly what they do and see if you're interested in it. Anybody that's listening to this and you're interested, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to help you explore your interests with dietetics.